As a financial advisor, I work with everybody from all walks of life, helping people brand newly married, helping the young clients do that. But I do also come across some very high-end clients. I've got a niche in the market of working with a very niche group of doctors. And a lot of times the areas that we run into with doctors is a tax problem, right? And trying to figure out the income level compared to what they're currently doing and how to avoid some of the taxes. So one of the expertise that I have and some of the education that I've taken is to figure out what is that we can do to help the high-end clients. How do we help them make sure that they can structure the right entities to be able to have the ability to put away the right kinds of funds into the right kinds of investments? A lot of these high-end clients are out of the ability to be able to put money into the IRA or even a Roth IRA, that they have actually moved themselves out of those buckets. So working with some of these higher end clients and trying to figure out their options, right? Trying to figure out what it is that they can do that, they do or don't have access to because of how their practices are set up. Some of them are W-2 employees, but a lot of them own their own businesses and have their own companies, and they are just a 1099 or they pay themselves, and trying to figure out what options then allow them to put away money towards retirements. Some people I'm talking to, I'm looking at actually setting up a 401k for their small entity and being able to fund that both as the employer and the employee, and therefore getting double the money into that. Sometimes a 401k structure isn't the best idea, but it's a way that we can look at how to set this up. Whether you've got partners, whether you've got employees, it changes the game no matter what it is that you're doing. Sometimes with partners, you want to make sure that you have the proper insurance structure set up to make sure that you're protected if one of the partners no longer can perform their duties. We want to make sure that you have all of the financial pieces in place. I've got a current doctor that I'm working with who has multiple ways of making money. He's actually a dentist. He owns a practice, but he's also written some books. He's involved in some real estate. His wife works. She works in the real estate industry. He's actually produced some products that he wants to manufacture and then sell to other dentists. He wants to get into the speaking arena and be able to go out and train and teach dentists how to do what they're doing. And so as we look at his financial picture, he's got stuff all over the place, right? We want to figure out what it is that we can do, how he can maximize tax benefits, how we can maximize preparing for his retirement. And as we went through some of those scenarios, we had numerous things that he had never heard of or knew existed. He had just always been investing in one thing or another that he had his hands in, or been in the markets and trying to figure out the stocks and everything that goes along with the stock and bond market, maybe some mutual funds, maybe some cryptocurrencies he looked into, right? Funding an IRA and a SEP IRA up to the points where he could or couldn't put any more monies into those. And so just working with him to figure out, hey, you know what? There's a concept out there called leveraging your retirement, right? We leverage buying a house. We don't put an entire $500,000 down to buy a home. We put down 20% or we put down 3% and we let the bank, mortgage the rest and or leverage it for us. What if you could leverage your retirement? What if you could put in $50,000 and have the bank put in 3 times as much as you? What would it look like to put in $250,000 over a 5-year period and be able to have the bank put in $750,000? So you've got $1 million in your account earning interest for you, but you only had to put in 1/3 of that. There's just so many different structures out there and so many different ideas. Some of these plans you have to qualify for. So you do have to have a higher end income. You do have to make enough money. You do have to have some liquid assets. But I've taken the time to go figure out what those products are, how to find out where those sit. Whether that is for a doctor's group, whether that's for an individual, maybe that's for a business owner. Some of these are executive plans, right? Where the executive bonus plans, executive deferment plans, things that are able to benefit you as well as the employer. And so maybe you as the employer are looking for something to offer your employees. All these different structures come into play when we talk about, how to structure your finances to benefit you today and tomorrow and what that future looks like. For more information, you can reach me at 385-999-0912, or if it's easier for you to email, you can reach me at jasonbfinancial@gmail.com. Because in the end, it's your life, it's your money, and it is your legacy.